Hello there. My name is Duran. Welcome to my studio. This is going to be a brief tour overview, maybe about 15 minutes, as that's my hope anyway. And just show you kind of what we got going on in the space. Right here by the door. Okay. This is like the first thing that greets you on the other side of the door. Maybe it's not the first. The first thing you would see would probably be that. But we're going to start here. This is a MoXF 8, 88 key, graded hammer action music production synthesizer. So I got this because I also wanted to, right now I'm using it as a controller. It's controlling the Grandeur Native Instruments. And I could use it as an audio interface. That's one of the nice features. Here we have the master volume, and right next to it, conveniently, we have the DAW level, so DAW level, so it could play that. This is right now the sound of the Grandeur, but if I wanted to, I could mute the Native Instruments instrument. Grandeur, bring up the MoXF, and then of course we have to come over here and we have to turn up the volume, and then you can hear the actual sound of the MoXF. Maybe not quite as impressive, but if I did want to use any of the sounds, which at times I do, it has some really nice sounds in it. About 1,000 of them. Right. So that is my main driver here. I'm going to put it back to piano because I just liked it, and I love that it has the level meters, even though we're not actually using the built-in sound. Kind of lets me know what it mirrors the sound in a way. So it's kind of cool that it's not that important really, but it is kind of cool that we have that. Okay, moving over from that, we have, it's kind of hard to know where to look here, it's kind of a storage. We have the obligatory ring light that all YouTubers must have. That's my joke. Maybe not a very good one, but ring light, which I'm not using as a ring light, oddly enough. I'm just using it as a top-down, or not a top-down, a front wash, okay? So that shines down on my face, makes it look like like there's light in my room, which there is. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, moving over, this microphone, trusty microphone, which I have had for almost 10 years now, about 9 years. This is the Blue Baby Bottle. First microphone I bought, my main microphone for everything from live streams to vocals. And I do have a couple other microphones as well that I use, but generally this is the first one I grab. Pulling back a bit, we can see the whole desk with A-cam right there, which I use for my videos. I'm holding the B-cam right now. We have the studio monitors, the JBL LSR 305s, and right now they are sitting on a piece of cardboard, which was some packing material. It's very weak. It's very strong the way it's positioned. If I were to position it on from the top here, it would be very weak and crumble. Those are getting switched out with some real foam isolation pads, and that should be a whole lot better. Next to them I have the companions. I have two pairs for myself and an artist or my wife when we're doing stuff in here together. The Sony MDR 7505 standard studio headphones. Professional. So that's my monitoring situation. Probably one of the things you noticed when you looked here is why do you have two mismatched monitors? Well, The truth is, I do have monitors of equal size that are bigger than this one. Now with that, them being bigger than that one, they're also heavier, and they bent my fold-up Walmart table, which everything is set on right now. So that's kind of a long and short of it is I need a proper desk before I can mount those monitors. Hidden behind the monitors is a Mac Mini and the Complete Audio 6 Mark II, and that is my main the main hub of my recording and mixing everything. I love that it has this master volume knob right here on the top, and this I've had for almost 4, it will be 4 years. I love that the master volume is right here, and it is truly a hub. Like here's the keyboard is in here. I have 2 sets of outputs, which I am using all of the outputs except for MIDI at this point, and at some point I'll do a full review of it again, where I can actually show you the back of it. I kind of don't want to pick it up right now because I'm worried. There we go, get some focus in there. Another thing that it has is level meters right off the top, so if I were to go over here, which I love about it, has levels for the output as well as the input, something that my other interface, the Scarlett 2i2, does not have. It just has the inputs for whenever you're talking or anything going into it like that. Which is very helpful for setting levels, and it's right on the front. They are great at different things, right? This one has more clarity, actually tends to sound a bit harsh. The Complete Audio is a little more, I hate to say this because it's such a it's almost a meme of itself now. A meme? Cliche? Trope? Whatever you want to call it. Is that it's a little more analog sounding. Does have analog pre's, and it might be a little bit of a darker tone as well as a darker color. Now, below the desk is my larger, darker PC, and this is actually the one that I had that died, and it has been resurrected. Partially. It has a new hard drive and a new graphics card. Everything else is exactly the same. Oh, except the case. So, it has a new case, and eventually the plan is to build something a little bit more, there you can sort of see in there. Eventually the plan is to build with all new internals in this case. This is my A-Cam. It is an EOS M50 Mark II, and this is the white one. As you can see in the screen, I have the black one. That's the B-Cam, and that has really raised the level of my production value. I think I want to say 100 times. I know that's a little dramatic, but it has just made everything so much better. With good lighting, with low lighting, I won't say it doesn't matter, because it does matter. It does help that I have this light here, the ring light, and over here, here's the other light that I have is it's an LED work light is what it is, and I am currently using it as a bounce off of the wall, and that gives me the brightness. If I switch back over here to A-Cam, it just adds to the light. If I were to turn it off on the side of my face, watch this. Isn't that crazy? Light is such a wonderful thing, and when you use it right, it goes a long way. I also have a ceiling light, which I don't have turned on right now because the sun is also shining in this window to my left, and I really don't need any extra light at this time of day. As it starts to get a little bit darker, then we'll turn on the ceiling light, and that actually does a bit of hair lighting on my head and kind of separates me from the background a bit more. Moving over to the side, we have a very old Carvin mixer. This was given to me as a gift. It used to be the main board at my church. many years ago, probably almost 20 years ago, and it still works, except for there are a few channels that are broken that don't work so well. But the channels I am using 1 through 3, those work pretty well. 1 through 3, yeah, 1 through 3. I'm gonna pull these down. I'm not using 4. Okay, and what I use this board for is my main microphone for streams and screen recordings, like I've been doing a lot of recently. This microphone is routed from here all the way into this board, which gives it phantom power. The audio interface also gives it phantom power, but that's not why I'm using it this way. Then, as it comes into the board, it goes out through these 2 outputs, which are not the main ones, through the monitor outs right here. And I'm sending those over to the Scarlett 2i2, which you can see the halos are lighting up a bit as I talk, but also the output from Reaper, because right now Reaper is on a separate audio interface. It's actually on the Complete Audio 6. And because it has multiple outputs, I can then take those outputs right here. Let's see which one it is. These black ones. And these are going back into the soundboard, into inputs 2 and 3 over there. And then inputs 2 and 3 with input 1, which is my microphone, are then getting routed out here to the Scarlett 2i2, and with some routing inside of Reaper right here to outputs 3 and 4. Hardware outputs means it's not only going to my studio monitors, which I can turn down if I want to, those are 1 and 2, with 3 and 4, then sends it to the board and to OBS, because for some reason when I'm using the audio interface here, whatever the settings are in OBS, it just doesn't allow you to, how should we say this? It doesn't allow you to route audio from the outputs of your interface and back into OBS. At least I haven't found a way to do that yet. Someone else a little more gifted than I am may actually have a way to do that. I haven't figured it out. It was a little complex getting it set up, and maybe I've made it more confusing by trying to explain it, but there we have it. That's the reason I'm using an old mixer. I don't know, I may continue to use the mixer as that because it's just good for that. Okay, so let me briefly recap. Mac Mini for the studio stuff and sometimes streaming. PC right now engaged in the very boring process of copying files. All right, and that one I tend to use this for more for video editing and a little bit of streaming. Thank you for watching this quick studio tour. I hope to do a better one in the future, but I thought, well, some things are going to change here, so I'll just go ahead and shoot one real quick, and then when everything is as I would like it to be, then I'll do a real studio tour. And that's it. Happy music making.